Okay, alright guys, can I just have pencils and pens down in 3, 2, 1. Thanks for those of you who put those down, that's most of you. We're going to have a look through some of the answers to those problems now. So while we're doing that, I don't want you to copy down any answers, sort of mark your own work. None of that, thank you. I'm going to be taking these home and I'm going to be marking them so that I can give you a bit of feedback on where you're sort of at with your income calculations. So if we look at our first question here, so we had David was earning $1.50 for each newspaper. He was delivering $150 a week. Then he had $20 extra that he earned from doing chores for his neighbours and that sort of stuff. So can someone tell me how we might be able to solve this? Yep, Sam down the back. Yep, so we can take $1.50. I'm liking where this is going. So how are we going to figure that out? Yep, so multiply by 150. So for each newspaper he had, we need to multiply that by the amount he earned. Yep. And then we need to add on that $20 extra. Yep, you're absolutely right. So what answer did that get you? $245. Yep, that looks right to me. So like I say, don't worry about marking your work. This is just sort of catching you up and giving you an overview of what we were doing to solve these. Right, so I'll rub this stuff out. Right, who wants to have a go at explaining our second question? Yep, Alex. Yep. So Smith was earning $14 an hour, right? And then you times that by 25 hours. Yep, okay. And then what did you do with all the other numbers that were there? Most of them away? Yep. Yeah, because that's money that she's losing out on, right? Yep. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw it in a bracket. So it was 50 for groceries, add on 20 for entertainment, 40 for fuel, and 25 for discretionary spending. And I might just stop us there. Can anyone tell me what our discretionary spending was? Yep, Sam? Yeah, so it's sort of like stuff you don't really need to have. So it's our wants, it's not our needs. So when we're budgeting, when we're looking at discretionary spending, that's sort of the stuff we cut first. Like, you're probably not going to go to the movies or places like that if you're running a bit tight on money. Yeah. So I'll just leave that up in the corner of the board for now, because we might need that later on. Right. Anyway, Alex, what did you get as the answer after all this? $215. Yep, that's what I had as well. Right. And then we have one last question. Right, Mr. Smith earning his money. So who wanted to walk us through that one? Yeah, Hermione. Yep. So taking our $1,500 a month. Right. And then what did you do after that? So did you minus or plus? Minus? Yep, that's absolutely right. So what do we minus away? We're minusing away the 100. Minus away the 200 for fuel. Yep. What else did we have? 200 for groceries, and then 100 for discretionary spending, which is wants, not needs. Yep. And then you also minus away the savings. Yep. That's really good, because that is also sort of an expenditure. It's not quite, but it's something that he's saving for later, so it's not money that he's spending right now. On rent, at least, anyway. So once you ran that through your calculator, what did that get you? Yep. No, not quite. I don't think it'd be 500. I got $600. Yeah, I'd double check that one with your calculator. Yeah, okay, that's good. Anyway, right. So we'll leave that there for now. So once again, I'll be collecting those at the end of the lesson, so just keep those around. Shouldn't really see anyone working on those anymore. So now we're going to begin our main problem for the lesson. So what we're working on today is we're looking at developing a budget. And first and foremost, what I want you guys to do with this is I want you to sort of imagine like you're in year 11 now, you're getting towards the end of school, you're starting to have to think about, well, what does the rest of my schooling, what does the rest of my life look like? So what I want you to do is I want you to sort of, while you're doing this today, I want you to think about how can I make this relevant to me? And what I mean by that, and I'll explain as we go along, is that we're going to be looking at a bunch of different factors that go into a budget. So can somebody tell me, just call them out if you can, what are some factors that we might think about with our budget? Yep, so income's a big one. How much money have we got for our budget? That makes sense. What else? Fuel. Yep, that's a good one. What else are we talking about? Groceries. Yep, that's fantastic. What else did we have? Yeah, entertainment. That's a good one. Oh, need an N in there. Yep. Might have phone bill. Yeah, that's right. Some of you might already be paying those. What else do we have left that we might need to have a look at? Yeah, I've already had a couple of those. Utilities, yeah, that's good. So like water and electricity. What else might we have? Yeah, we need to think about how much money we're saving. And there's one more you guys have missed. You remember that word I pointed out just before? Yeah, discretionary spending, which sort of, entertainment sort of comes underneath that, but I'm going to put it off to the side here as well. Yeah, so these are our key sort of words that we're working with in our key sort of terms. So what I want you all to do today is I want you to do a little bit of research, and I've got some websites here if you're a little bit stuck and not quite sure where to get some information from. But what I want you all to do is that I want you to come up with a personalized budget for you. So imagining like if you're someone who's looking to go to uni in the next couple of years, I'd suggest you're looking at, okay, you're probably going to be doing a part-time job. You're going to be paying rent perhaps in a different city. It's like there are universities here locally, but chances are you might want to go to Brisbane to do that. So you need to have to think about, okay, how much does rent cost in Brisbane? Fuel costs more in Brisbane or bigger cities. So you need to be thinking about that. If you're looking at doing a trade here, you're probably going to be working full-time right after school. So you'll have a bit more money probably in your income to work around with, but you might have some other things you might need to be paying attention to, like you'll probably be using more fuel if you're driving around to job sites and things like that. Yeah, so these are sort of things that I want you to be thinking about while you're coming up with these budgets. So I'll leave these there for now. These are the sort of things that I want you to cover. So what sort of words might we be looking out for when we're making a budget? Like what might come up in websites when we're thinking about that? Yeah, so per month. So remember, whenever we see per, it means times basically. So whatever we're doing, it's getting times per month. Yep. So you might see this when you're looking at a phone bill, you might pay for the month. If you're like looking at fuel, you might calculate that for the month. And then for the purposes of our budget today, we're just going to assume a month is 4 weeks, by the way. So I want you to do this for basically a month. Yeah. And we're going to boil that down to 4 weeks just to make things a bit simpler. February's 4 weeks anyway, so it's more or less what we're going to be doing. Yep. So we're finding some websites. Might have to look up some real estate sites for rent. That's one I didn't put down. Should have that. And we're basically using all these different sources that we can find to make as realistic of a budget as we can. So I should be seeing all these things here in your budget. And hopefully you'll be able to find some good sources on, okay, how much does rent cost in the area I'm looking at? How much income might I be getting in a sort of standard job that I'm looking at doing just out of school? How much might groceries cost? How much might fuel cost? So you're looking at all these different things. Yeah. Do we have any questions about that before we start? No? Okay, cool. So like I said, if you need sources and you're feeling a little bit stuck, you can come to me and we can sort that out. But other than that, go for it. And I might pull you guys back every now and again just to talk about and something interesting that somebody might have found in their research. Right, good luck.